I just asked Claude to write an email validator. 3 times, same exact prompt. I got JavaScript, then Python with some tests, 3 different regex patterns. None of them match. If you're confused by this, you're not alone. Let's talk about what's really happening and why understanding it will save your production code. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the 5 critical concepts that will transform how to use AI coding assistants without a PhD required. Just the practical knowledge that'll level up your game immediately. First up, AI doesn't think about your code, it predicts. Your prompt gets chopped into tokens, say about 3/4 of a word, but that's a really rough estimation to be honest. The model then looks at everything before and predicts statistically what token probably comes next. This is critical. As developers, we're used to the fact that if you write if x is greater than 5, you'll get the same result every time for every value of x. But what about prompting AI? Well, you're not getting a deterministic answer. You're getting a statistical prediction based on the patterns from millions of code bases, and Stack Overflow, and Reddit, and a lot more. The model doesn't know your code base. It doesn't understand why you made some 3-year-old decision to use one library over another. It's finding patterns, incredibly sophisticated patterns, yes, but patterns nonetheless. And so the pro tip is always specify constraints. Don't assume the model knows. Explicitly state your requirements, conventions, and everything you want it to know every time. And here's what trips beginners up. Tokens aren't characters, and how many tokens are used? That matters a lot. A function, get user account balance by ID async, that's not 1 token, it's 6. A 50,000 character file, that could be 70,000 or more tokens. And even with a massive 400K or million token window, there's always a chance of the lost in the middle problem. Think of it like a long meeting. The opening, you got that, it's crystal clear. Actions at the end, you got it. But that database discussion in the middle, it got a little fuzzy. Your architecture explanation that's on message 3 gets forgotten by message 28. The model remembers the beginning and the end best. The fix? Restate critical requirements in your recent messages. Treat each major prompt like you're briefing someone new. And the same considerations apply to the understanding of cost of AI inference. For example, output tokens cost 5 times more than input tokens sometimes. So that can make a huge difference. Show me the complete refactored file, that's 5,000 lines for a few changes, or show me just the diff, that's 30 lines, just where the changes are. That's, 90+% savings on cost. But when teams get really efficient with AI, the raw cost of inference isn't even the biggest consideration. It's the cost of being limited. Rate limits can hit at the worst possible time, limiting you mid-work. This problem exists as our default industry expectation was everything's consumable as a per-seat charge in a SaaS. But when AI coding tools burn hundreds in AI inference compute, but only charge $20 a month, developers end up paying the price through degraded service and constant goalpost moving. The smart move here, request just the diffs, not full files, set up monitoring before you need it, and understand how your tools might limit the most productive engineers at the worst possible time. And it isn't just the limits of your inference provider that you need to be aware of. There's also a critical security point. Know where your code actually goes. Let's say you're using Claude Sonnet. Okay, that's the model, but who's the inference provider? It could be Anthropic, it could be AWS Bedrock, it could be routed through some third-party service, and each one of those is going to have a different data policy. In fact, the web interface versus the APIs of some of these inference providers have different retention policies. The code you paste into ChatGPT's web interface could become training data, but an API call with 0 retention settings, it's going to be a lot safer. The action item here, check your tool's actual inference provider and enable 0 retention where available. Models only know what they were trained on. No recent library updates, no latest security patches, no API changes after the cutoff date, and especially not what architecture patterns you prefer to use. The authentication approach that it suggests, it might have been deprecated 6 months ago. And even if it wasn't, unless you spend as much time planning and clearly stating the architecture that you want used, there's no chance that AI will get the code part right. The best practice here is always verify against current documentation, own your best practices yourself, and make sure that you check for security critical code and newer libraries. So here's your AI coding toolkit. 1, it's pattern matching. Review everything like it's code from a junior developer. 2, context degrades. Restate your requirements regularly. 3, tokens cost money. Request diffs. Monitor the usage. 4, privacy isn't the default. Know your data flow and know if what you're buying or if you're the product. And 5, knowledge has limits. Spend as much time with AI on non-code steps as on code steps. AI coding assistants are game-changing tools. They're productivity multipliers. But they're tools, not magic. Understanding these 5 concepts and you'll write better code faster while avoiding the pitfalls that catch many developers. If you're ready to uplevel your AI coding game, remember, with great pattern matching comes great responsibility. Use it wisely.